Grand Rising. Grand Rising. I hope all is well. It is so chilly. It is so chilly. When it's chilly like this, I really just want to like bundle up in my robe, drink my tea, hang out with my dog. You know. Um, yeah. So I had made this post earlier, about the influences of alcohol and how that works. And I remember really used to, this has all been a real healing journey for me, right? So where I am now in this healing journey is putting the blame, because I blamed everything. I blamed myself for a long time, and that put it, that put me like in the actual state of disease. So I was blaming myself. I was using drugs and alcohol to band-aid the emotions. I felt worthless. I felt absolutely worthless at one point in my life. And then, because I was making such poor choices and poor decisions, and people were getting hurt because of these decisions, except I couldn't really communicate, or maybe I was communicating, or I couldn't communicate properly, or they weren't hearing me, or I didn't know what to say, or why, or maybe they didn't understand, or whatever, because I was hurt. Like, I never, ever understood what the people were doing around me. I still don't understand it. I absolutely cannot wrap my head around some of the shit that people that I was, the choices that were made. Of all the choices that could have been made, you made that one? What? Baffling. I didn't get it. So I couldn't get it. I wanted to fit in, obviously, because I was told these people are family or whatever, and I'm supposed to be part of this, but I was not part of it, could not be part of it, couldn't understand why I needed to be or was supposed to be. But then when I went outside of that, I still didn't fit in. And then I got acquainted with people who also did not fit in. These people were black sheep, perhaps. These people were, the bad seeds of their shit too, right? And yeah, I always fit in there. They didn't judge me. They were doing the same type shit. They didn't judge me. So, and for the most part, I understood why they were doing what they were doing. They were basically just in survival mode. So I grasped that. And they had accepted and admitted that they didn't know what the hell they were doing or why they were doing it. They were simply in survival mode. But the people who told me that they had it together did not have it together. But the people who did not have it together said that they didn't have it together. And so I liked that. I liked the fact that even though they didn't have it together, they knew that they didn't. I felt like maybe the people who thought that they had it together should have said that they didn't have it together. It would have been much more understandable, But it was like the people we were supposed to look up to were the things that the people that we were told to look up to were doing was crazy to me. I'm like, I'm supposed to respect you because you're an adult and you are violating every moral code known? Oh, that made it different. Oh. So that's, when you watch people who preach one thing to you and then they do the opposite of it, they become hypocrites. And the last thing you want to do is become like them. Because the no good ones on this side, the no good ones, right? Those people that didn't fit into the norms of these hypocrites, the no good ones said that they didn't know what they were doing. And I respected that. I respected that. And so that puts me in a place where, with eyes wide open as a child, and not being able to fit in and not being able to conform and not being able to go in the box and not being able to hang with the popular kids and not fitting into the team and not wanting to be a part and not wanting to go there and not wanting to do that and not being accepted anyway, I really started to observe. I would observe them. I would observe their actions, what they were doing, versus what they were saying and what they were telling people they were doing. That's the thing, too. Because the front, the front, right? Yeah, they would front like a motherfucker. It was so bogus to me. It was such bullshit. 8, 10, 12, 14 is when I really started seeing it. 14 is when I really started asking the questions. So, you've been doing this for this long, and then you were saying that you were doing that. So, when we're in front of these people, we do this. When we're over here, we do that. And all in all, you don't believe in any of it. You do this on your own time behind closed doors. How weird. All to fit in. Fit in why? And for the most part, I was watching people paying to fit in. They would be parts of these clubs and social things and do these weird things and private schools and clubs and things and that and this and that and part of the and then they, the craziest part, women too, weird. Hey, oh my god, oh my goodness, you look, I'm so happy to see, this is weird to me, girl, oh my goodness, let me see, show me the pictures, I want to do, yes, I will give you a call, we'll have lunch. Bitch, did you see what she had on? Oh my god. It looks like she's gained about 20 pounds in the last month. I heard her husband was cheating on her as well. Yeah. I know who's who. He was sleeping with my friend. My other friend from the other social club. Oh my gosh. Yes. But she's not going to leave him because if she leaves him, he's going to take all, he's going to get all the money and the children. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Does anybody else have these type of crazy experiences to share? Weird. I noticed these things were really, really happening like in the church families. Yeah. A lot of the church families I grew up at a time where there was this festival, similar to like what Mardi Gras is now. There was this festival, and it was like the happening town festival thing, right? They would shut the whole town down for 3 days, and they would have party and after party, beer stand, boogie band, right in front of the church. People were slurring and drunk and sleeping with the politician's wife in the back seat of the car. People were passed out in our yards. We lived right downtown. People were passed out in our yard. There was even one man one year who shit in our lawn chair. He crapped in his pants in our lawn chair in our front yard. Lost his keys there too. A couple days later, he came back looking for the keys. Or somebody looked, or somehow I think somebody got him his keys. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly. I do remember who he was, though. He was a big wig for the town. On Monday, after that big festival, he put his suit back on and became the politician of the year. People in town always wondered why I wouldn't vote when I was 18. Nah. Politics. No. I will never be a part. Makes no sense to me. I saw it all. I watched and I observed. It was the most uncomfortable, unsettling thing ever. It was weird growing up at that time in the 80s. Everybody was drunk for the most part. They put me in a DARE program. Yeah. Weird, you know? Really weird. They put me They put me in the program. I think they probably put me in the program because other children from the private school were also in the program. I didn't fit in with those children. It was cliques, you know? The small town cliques, they're still there. Because their children had children, and those children had children, and those children had children, and they're still cliques. When I go back to the small town, kind of makes the hair stand up on my arms. I don't like it. Makes me feel uncomfortable. Because I remember I don't ever have to go back there. Isn't that beautiful? I'm cracking myself up. I go there to see my dad and I'm like, peace. Yeah, nah. I'm not doing that. The generational curses run so deep in small towns, don't they? Nobody wants to talk about anything. It's so secretive. Like there's like a town pedophile and nobody tells on him. Been to a small town with a town pedophile. Nobody tells on him because he's a big prestige. We wouldn't want to put his name in the paper, would we? Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, so the little post I made this morning about the alcohol. When I started doing the drugs, because the alcohol wasn't my thing. alcohol kind of, I drank, but it always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't, because I saw it being done so much. It was so, people were making so many excuses with it. It's like I didn't want to fit into them. So I did something that was different. I mean, I was still high, they were too, but mine was worse or something. They thought I was gonna, I don't know, steal their TV. I don't know really what they thought. But because my addiction was not their addiction, of course, it became an issue. And I know that that's an issue for a lot of people. I know that a lot of people have children who are struggling with addictions to things, and they will tell their children to stop doing drugs, but they themselves are high on alcohol. No? Isn't that weird? Yeah, well, yeah, no, you can't be on cocaine, but you can just drink bottles of booze. Why? Well, because one is legal. Silly. We don't want to face our demons. We want you to face yours. What? Oddly enough, I'd go to these rehabilitation centers and nobody would come to Family Day. Why do you think? I know. I know why they didn't come. I don't blame them. They would have had to look in the mirror. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. All right. That's all I got. I'm going to the gym. Man, my abs are killing me. But this ass is looking really good.